Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today's video is going to be another in my series on best UI UX design tools for, of course, UI UX designers, graphic designers, really any type of creative out there. And I have 5 more for you here today. This is a follow-up on a video I did a few weeks back on best UI UX design tools, and I'll link that one at the end of this video, so make sure to check that one out after you're done watching this one. Let's get into it. All right, first tool we're going to look at here today is an accessibility tool. It's a color accessibility tool, and this is something as a UI UX designer that is extremely important. If you're just getting into the field or maybe just getting out of college or into college, hopefully they're teaching this by now. They did not teach this when I was in school. Accessibility was not in the spotlight that it is nowadays, but this is something that you should know as a UX designer, how to make accessible websites for people that are color contrast correct, that the fonts are the right size. You want to make sure that it's accessible by all of your users. So we're here on a website called uidesigndaily.com. This is not one of the tools or one of the websites that I'm showcasing today, but this is another great resource for UX designers, UI designers. If you have not seen this before, you should definitely check it out. Basically just a repository of different Figma files, sketch files, Illustrator files that other people have built, and it allows you to download the full working copy and then use it to your liking. I don't believe that you can use this for commercial work, but it's great for purposes of learning how Figma works, learning how Sketch works, and just getting in and seeing how some of these things are built. So for today's purposes, let's just download one of these Figma files. You can sort by Figma up here, which is nice, so you can just see Figma related files. But we want to pick something that has some color in it so we can see what we're talking about with this color accessibility tool. So you come over here, you can see a preview of what you're going to be getting, and you download the file. I have files downloading directly to my desktop here, so we can come over and see that we now have a .fig file here. And this, of course, is a Figma extension. So we're able to drag and drop this directly into Figma. And here we go. We are now in the raw Figma file. And this is great because a lot of these inspiration sites and other places where you can download this type of file, a lot of times these things are rasterized or they're locked down to where you're not able to get access to all this stuff. But here we can really click through and get access to all the different layers, the icons, the colors. And it just really shows how things are built in Figma and componentized. So for a brand new UI UX designer, or maybe someone that's just getting into Figma from something else like Sketch or Photoshop, this allows you to get in and see how things are really put together and built. But for the purposes of today's video, we are just looking at a color contrast accessibility app. So now it gets me thinking maybe I should have covered this as a separate tool. So there's a little bonus tool for you here today. But the color contrast app that we're looking at is called Contrast App, and it's a Mac only app. Lives up here in your toolbar, and the website for it is usecontrast.com. And this tool's sole purpose basically is to check against the web content and accessibility guidelines. I call it WCAG, WCAG, whatever you call it. But basically this just ensures that colors are accessible enough and contrasty enough against their backgrounds to make sure that all of our users can read what's on top of it. So this is a Mac only app right now. Hopefully they get PC support. What it does is installs in your toolbar up here and lives up here, so you can use it across Figma, Sketch, Word, email, whatever you want. You're able to just quickly pop this up and check the color accessibility here. So we're going to check this pink with the white arrow on top, and it gets AA+, so not bad, could be better. So let's check this blue over here. Now it has a AAA compliance. So this is actually a great color contrast here for your users to be able to read this text. So really good app. I think it was maybe $9.99, $19.99. So not too expensive, but it does save a lot of time. Before this, I was going to the WCAG website and actually checking through their docs, and it's a much more arduous process to go through something like that to be able to find out if colors are accessible. So this is just a nice little tool that just lives up here for you to use at any time. Next tool up here is happyhues.co, and I did not intentionally make several of these about color, but color is important as a UI UX designer. This is part of our job. So a lot of these color tools that I share on these design tools videos are important and something that might help give you a leg up on your next project. But this tool is created by Mackenzie Child. I've been following him for quite a while on YouTube. Check out his channel if you get a chance. Does a lot of really great art related content. But yeah, he created this tool made in Webflow. Absolutely love Webflow, recent Webflow convert. So that was cool to see that. But yeah, this whole purpose of this website is to essentially just flip between colors over here on this left-hand side. And then you can see how it applies to any given web design, right? So we'll toggle off the palettes here. And now we can scroll down and see, okay, this is how this color palette might apply across some of these different sections and how it might look. And this is really useful because as UX designers and UI designers, when we're creating new websites, we don't always necessarily want to sit down and brainstorm on the color psychology of a given app. I mean, you may be given the brand colors from the company that you're working for, the client that you're working for, and you already have a head start on this. But sometimes we have to create these palettes from scratch. And I just feel like websites like this just give us one leg up, makes it a little easier to kind of get inspired. I mentioned a color inspiration tool in the last video, and I'll have more in the future because these tools are super helpful for me and just getting a head start on my next design. And you're able to come in here and copy the colors, see how they look against one another, and just copy it directly by clicking on it and use it in your next project. Next tool up is a font-related Chrome plugin. And this one, again, just sits up here in your toolbar. It is called WhatFont. And there's lots of these out there, of course. There's lots of different variations of these Chrome plugins. This one's just the one that I found to be the most useful and easy to use, kind of quick to turn on. Fortunately, they don't have a dark mode icon, which is a bummer. I hate to see when that happens. A couple of these don't have that, but you just toggle it on up here, and then you're able to hover over the website elements and see what is being used as far as a font. And this can be really helpful because a lot of times when I'm out and about in the web world and I'm looking at different websites or even paying a bill or something like that, I might come across a really cool font that I want to use in my next project. And sometimes it can be hard to track down what that underlying font is. A lot of times you can get into the code here, do the inspector, and dig around and find it eventually. If you're not familiar with HTML, this can be a little trickier for others, but it can just be hard to track down what's being used. And sometimes it's obfuscated away where you can't even figure it out. I don't know if they load them as custom fonts off a private server or whatnot, but it can just be hard to tell what that font is. So this is just a real quick plugin that allows you to hover over things and find out that font so you can use it in your next project. Next tool here is another Chrome plugin. I tend to keep a lot of these installed at any given point, like WhatFont, and it just allows you quick access to different tools up here as you're building UI UX designs to where you don't have to worry about going and searching for it on the web or whatever. These things just allow you quick access. This one today that I'm looking at is Lorem Ipsum Generator. There's lots of these on the Chrome App Store. You can install a variety of these. This is the one I found to be kind of quickest and easiest to use. But for years, I've been going and searching Google for Lorem Ipsum. Then I find the Lorem Ipsum website. I don't know why I don't just go to loremipsum.com, one of those strange patterns that I've just done for years. But I go to loremipsum.com, I scroll all the way down, and then I copy and paste the text. I've been doing this for years, probably 10,000 times I've visited the site and done exactly that pattern. So when I found this tool, it was definitely one of those aha moments where I was like, I don't know why I've not been doing this to date. And as UI UX designers, this is something that you should really endeavor to do. As you're noticing these patterns that you're doing in your day-to-day and you're doing something over and over and over, try to find a better solution for that. Try to find a tool or a plugin or something that will help you do this without having to repeat yourself, because it's just going to streamline your overall design process moving forward. And this one is called the Lorem Ipsum Generator. So this one basically installs up here and it will allow you to say, I only want 5 paragraphs, or I only want 3 words, or I want down to the bytes or a list that you can create here. And then you just copy this and then you're able to just go to good old Figma right here, create a new text box, paste it in, done. You now have your Lorem Ipsum. You don't have to worry about people getting hung up on specifics in your design, and you don't have to Google and find the loremipsum.com website every time. It's all built in here for you. And I know Figma has some of these as well as Sketch and other programs where it just has like key combos that you can press and it will automatically input that in. But I've just found over the years, it's hard for me sometimes to remember those key combos for the more obscure tools and the more obscure plugins. So a lot of times I like to have dedicated tools for this, just so when I'm ready to input some Lorem Ipsum, I know that I have a Chrome plugin and I can just pull it in directly. Last tool on the list here today is a really cool set of custom avatars that you can use for your next design project. And this is one of those things that you often see like up here, where it's just a little avatar that will be on an application or a website, or maybe it's even a little avatar that's used in like an onboarding thing or some type of user persona within an app. These are generally your very basic, like custom, like this is what you see more than often. You see that just generic little avatar that has no meaning to it, no design to it. And sometimes this can be useful, but it's more than often better to have something custom. And there's some things that you can get off like iStock and other websites, but you see these used so many places that they just become kind of generic. So it's always nice when you see something custom like this that you can use. And there's 70 different faces in this library, little 3D avatars. It's $10 if you want to buy a basic usage rights for it. And you can buy an extended license, which you can use in like web apps and iPhone apps, Android apps for $60. So still very reasonable. This is a really cool, awesome set from Amrit Pal. I believe that's his name. Hopefully I said that right. It's amritpaldesign.com. You can download this, and then what you get access to essentially is these 3 folders. So you have all of the different icons on black, which is cool. You have all of the different icons on color backgrounds, which he has chosen to kind of match the avatar, which looks really nice and really cool. Or most importantly, probably you have them in transparent. So you're able to drag these and drop them directly into Figma, Sketch, whatever. So for example here, drag that in, size it down a little bit, that's huge. There you go. Now have this little icon in your app to use on your next project, and it lays nicely on top of any background or website design that you may have going for you. So check it out. He's a super cool designer, and I think he's regularly publishing stuff. So definitely make sure to follow him on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, so that you can see when his next project comes out. Thanks for joining me here on another video in my design tools series. Hopefully you got some value out of this one today, and I will link the other one up here in the corner that covers 5 more design tools if you want to check that one out after this video. There's some other great tools in that video as well, and as well as that entire playlist. I'm going to continue building onto that as time goes on and adding more videos in this series, and also possibly some deep dives into individual tools and how I use them in my day-to-day workflows. If you did get some value out of this, please make sure that you like the video and subscribe to the channel, and also make sure you hit that bell if you want to be notified of future videos on the channel like this one. And thanks again for joining me. I'll see you on the next video.